Baird's tapir. In the thick Central American rainforest, something large moves through the darkness. Not quite a pig, not quite a horse, something far older than both. The Baird's tapir is basically nature's jungle gardener, with a trunk, a gentle giant that reshapes entire forests without even trying. Built like a barrel on short legs, it can weigh anywhere from 150 to 400 kilograms and stretch up to 2 meters long. Its body is dark brown to reddish, with a distinctive cream-colored patch across its throat and chest, like it's wearing a permanent bib. And here's the thing that catches everyone off guard. That short, flexible trunk dangling from its face isn't actually a trunk at all. It's an extended nose and upper lip fused together, powerful enough to grab branches, strip leaves, and navigate the forest purely by scent. Its feet tell an evolutionary story. 4 toes on the front, 3 on the back, just like the ancestral horses that walked the earth millions of years ago. This tapir calls home everywhere from Mexico down through Central America into Colombia, always choosing dense rainforest, always staying near water. And when it comes to water, Baird's tapir is an absolute specialist. It's an excellent swimmer, but it does something even more impressive. It can walk underwater along river bottoms, holding its breath for over 90 seconds, while casually strolling beneath the surface like it's taking an evening walk. During the day, it sleeps hidden in thick vegetation. But when night falls, it becomes one of the forest's most dedicated foragers, eating more than 40 kilograms of plants daily and covering up to 10 kilometers in a single night. Its diet includes fruits, leaves, and vegetation from hundreds of plant species. But the real magic happens after it eats. Seeds pass through its digestive system completely intact, then get deposited miles away from the parent tree. Every midnight walk becomes a planting mission. Every path through the forest becomes a new garden waiting to happen. That trunk, despite looking clumsy, has incredible precision. It can grab a single berry or strip an entire branch clean in one motion. Its sense of smell is so powerful that poor eyesight barely matters. It can detect fruiting trees from incredible distances and returns to the same trees year after year, memory guiding it through total darkness. And despite its bulky appearance, when threatened, a Baird's tapir can sprint up to 48 kilometers per hour. But speed isn't always enough. Across Central America, rainforest fragmentation is cutting its habitat into smaller and smaller pieces. It's still hunted for meat, despite protected status in most countries. And reproduction works against it. A female carries her pregnancy for 13 months, gives birth to a single calf, then spends over 2 years caring for it. The calf is born with spots and stripes for camouflage, but that protective pattern fades at around 6 months, leaving young tapirs exposed during their most vulnerable period. When they wander into farmland searching for food, human-wildlife conflict turns deadly. Scientists estimate only about 5,500 Baird's tapirs remain across their entire range. The species is officially listed as endangered. But there's hope. Community conservation programs in Costa Rica and Belize are showing real success, proving that when people and tapirs share space with intention, both can thrive. Baird's tapir isn't just surviving in the jungle, it's maintaining entire ecosystems. Every seed that passes through its body becomes a new tree somewhere miles away. It's a living bridge between the past and future of the rainforest, built 50 million years ago, still working perfectly today. Nature's gardener, planting forests one midnight walk at a time. Lowland tapir. The lowland tapir is the most adaptable survivor in South America, and that adaptability might be the only reason it still exists. This is the aquatic bulldozer, equally at home underwater as it is pushing through dense vegetation on land, built for absolutely any terrain the continent throws at it. It's the largest land mammal in South America, weighing between 150 and 320 kilograms, with a build that's noticeably lower and stockier than its Central American cousin. Dark brown to reddish in color, it has distinctive white-tipped ears that look like someone dipped them in paint. Its trunk is shorter than Baird's, but incredibly mobile, and its thick skin protects it from piranhas, caimans, and the countless thorny plants that would shred most animals. Actually, when you look at a lowland tapir, you're looking at something nearly identical to fossils from 50 million years ago. Evolution looked at this design and said, perfect, no notes. Baby lowland tapirs are born looking like walking watermelons, covered in white stripes and spots that create one of the most charming patterns in nature. That camouflage fades after 6 to 8 months as they grow into solid-colored adults. The lowland tapir's range is massive. It covers the entire Amazon basin and extends all the way down to northern Argentina. And unlike many rainforest specialists, it thrives in multiple environments. Rainforest, grasslands, swamps, gallery forests. If there's water nearby, a lowland tapir can make it work. And water is its obsession. This animal spends up to 4 hours every single day in rivers, ponds, and swamps. It doesn't just wade in the shallows. It fully submerges itself, walking along the bottom with the confidence of an animal that belongs there. When it needs to breathe, its trunk extends above the surface like a natural snorkel, letting its entire body stay hidden underwater. It's most active at dawn and dusk, though it adapts its schedule around human presence when necessary. Its diet is staggering, over 50 kilograms of vegetation daily, pulled from more than 300 different plant species that scientists have recorded. Aquatic plants, palm fruits, and tender new leaves top the menu. It follows established tapir trails through the forest, paths worn down over generations that become highways for smaller animals. Mud wallowing isn't just fun, it's essential. The mud helps regulate body temperature in tropical heat and removes parasites that would otherwise make life miserable. The lowland tapir is mostly solitary, but its territories overlap, creating subtle social networks that researchers are still working to understand. When threatened, usually by jaguars, its main predator, it dives deep and waits. Vocalizations range from whistles to snorts to extended screams that echo through the forest. Its nose can detect fruiting trees from over a kilometer away, and some seeds actually require passage through a tapir's digestive system before they can germinate. The trails it creates become essential infrastructure for countless species. And here's something remarkable. When it rolls in mud mixed with specific plants, it creates a natural insect repellent that would impress any chemist. But the lowland tapir has lost about 30% of its historical territory. Amazon deforestation eliminates the corridors between populations, trapping animals in isolated patches. It's hunted for bushmeat and traditional medicine. Expanding highways cause deadly collisions. Diseases from domestic livestock are spreading into wild populations. It only produces one calf every 2 years, and genetic diversity in isolated groups is declining fast. The species is listed as vulnerable. The Pantanal region still supports healthy populations, and indigenous land management has created strongholds where tapirs thrive. In a rainforest packed with jaguars, anacondas, and caimans, the lowland tapir survives by being impossible to define. Land animal, water creature, ancient fossil, modern survivor, all of the above. It's been walking these forests since before the Amazon had its current form. The landscape changed around it. It simply adapted and kept walking. Mountain tapir. At 4,000 meters above sea level, where the air is thin and clouds sit below you, something moves through the Paramo grasslands. Thick fur ripples in the freezing wind. This is the mountain tapir, the rarest and coldest survivor of an ancient lineage. The cloud forest phantom lives where most mammals simply can't survive, wrapped in a woolly coat that makes it unique among all tapir species. Weighing between 130 and 250 kilograms, it's the smallest South American tapir, and that smaller size is actually an advantage. Less body mass means less heat loss in the brutal cold of high-altitude nights. Its color ranges from dark brown to nearly black, sometimes showing reddish highlights depending on the light. But the real standout feature is the fur. Dense, shaggy, woolly. Like someone dressed a regular tapir for winter and sent it up a mountain. Its trunk is proportionally longer than its lowland cousins, and it has distinctive white lips that frame its face. The feet are slightly splayed, toes spreading wider to handle the constantly muddy, steep terrain it calls home. Cubs are born with the spotted coat all tapir babies share, but it fades to solid coloring by 6 months. The mountain tapir lives only in the Andes Mountains, scattered across Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and western Venezuela, at altitudes between 2,000 and 4,500 meters. That's higher than almost any other large mammal dares to go permanently. Its habitat includes cloud forests, paramo grasslands, and elfin forests, all places where nighttime freezing temperatures are common and oxygen is genuinely scarce. It's most active at dawn and dusk, but shows more flexibility than lowland relatives, probably because mountain weather doesn't follow predictable patterns. The diet consists of tough mountain vegetation, lupins, grasses, bamboo, and paramo shrubs. Nothing soft or easy. It drinks from mountain streams, and, in areas where streams don't exist, licks moisture directly from fog-covered vegetation. Its home range is smaller than other tapirs, simply because food resources are so limited. It moves along established trails across impossibly steep slopes, showing balance and agility you wouldn't expect from something so heavily built. And it's far more wary and secretive than other tapir species. High-pitched whistles echo across mountain valleys, one of the few signs it's even there. The mountain tapir has enhanced lung capacity to handle thin air at altitude. Its combination of thick fur and fat layer lets it survive in near-freezing conditions that would kill its cousins in hours. It navigates terrain so steep that humans need climbing gear. In the dry season, it migrates between different altitudes, following food availability with precision. It's one of the only large herbivores in the entire Paramo ecosystem, making it absolutely critical for seed dispersal. High-altitude plants have almost no other way to spread their seeds across such vast distances. The trails it creates actually prevent erosion on steep mountainsides. In some regions, mountain tapirs seek out natural thermal springs, using geothermal heat to warm themselves. But this species is in serious trouble. It's listed as endangered, the most threatened of all tapir species, with fewer than 2,500 individuals remaining in the wild. It can only survive in a narrow altitude band, and climate change is pushing it higher and higher with nowhere left to go. Cloud forests are disappearing to agriculture and cattle ranching. Separate mountain ranges mean isolated populations with no genetic exchange. Introduced livestock compete for the limited vegetation. When farms expand into mountain habitat, tapirs are seen as crop pests and killed. Long pregnancies and extended maternal care mean reproduction is painfully slow. The remote habitat and incredibly shy nature make it almost impossible to study effectively. But Ecuador and Colombia are working on protected corridors. The mountain tapir lives where the earth touches the sky. It survives cold that would kill its cousins, climbs slopes that would exhaust most animals, and thrives in clouds where oxygen is scarce. It didn't move to the mountains to escape. It evolved to own them. A woolly ghost of the high Andes. Proof that ancient designs work anywhere if you give them enough time to adapt. Malayan tapir. Black front, white middle, black rear. The Malayan tapir looks like someone started painting it, got interrupted, then never finished the job. But that bizarre two-tone pattern isn't a mistake. It's one of nature's most brilliant camouflage designs. This is the walking optical illusion, an animal that breaks its own outline in moonlight and shadows so effectively that predators often can't tell what they're looking at. At 250 to 540 kilograms, This is the largest tapir species on Earth, stretching up to 2.5 meters long with a build that's noticeably more robust and stockier than its American cousins. The pattern is stark and unmistakable. A white or gray saddle marking runs from the shoulders to the rump, dividing the black front and rear into sections that look like completely separate animals. And this isn't just for show. It's disruptive coloration, specifically evolved to break up the body's outline in the dappled light of the forest floor. At night, when this tapir is most active, the pattern makes its body look like scattered rocks or multiple moving objects, confusing tigers and other predators long enough for escape. Its trunk is the longest and most flexible of all tapir species, capable of incredible dexterity. The comparison everyone makes is accurate. It's built like a four-legged panda wearing a blanket. Babies are born with the standard spotted and striped pattern, but between 6 and 8 months, that transforms into the adult's dramatic two-tone look. And here's something significant. This is the only Asian tapir species left alive. Its relatives once ranged from China to Java, all extinct. The Malayan tapir's range covers Myanmar, Thailand, Malaysia, and Sumatra, always in lowland rainforests, always near water. It's strictly nocturnal, more so than other tapir species, and rarely ventures out during daylight. Every night it eats over 40 kilograms of fruits, leaves, and aquatic vegetation, covering more than 10 kilometers while foraging. It spends hours in rivers daily, not just cooling off, but fully submerging like a hippo, staying underwater while its trunk acts as a breathing tube. Mud wallowing is essential in tropical heat for both parasite control and thermoregulation. It travels long distances to reach salt licks, where mineral-rich deposits provide nutrients the forest diet lacks. Socially, it's solitary, except for brief mating encounters. Territory marking happens through urine spraying on vegetation, and individuals communicate through whistles, snorts, and strange clicking sounds made with the trunk. It's extremely wary of humans, retreating long before being seen. The camouflage that protects it from tigers works through a simple principle. When standing still in moonlit forest, the Malayan tapir doesn't look like one large animal. It looks like two separate animals or scattered rocks, and predators struggle to identify it as prey. That trunk has remarkable dexterity, able to grasp delicate fruits or strip thick bark with equal skill. As the heaviest animal that regularly walks on riverbeds, it owns the underwater environment. Despite tapirs generally having poor eyesight, this species has excellent night vision in low light. Its scent communication is incredibly complex, with urine signals identifying individuals and broadcasting reproductive status across territories. Ecologically, it spreads seeds of plants that tigers and elephants ignore, and it's the only large herbivore in Southeast Asian forests specializing in aquatic vegetation. Its memory allows it to navigate vast territories without relying on visual landmarks. But the Malayan tapir is endangered. Possibly fewer than 2,000 mature individuals remain. Southeast Asian rainforest is disappearing at an alarming rate, with palm oil plantations as the primary driver. Fragmented populations have no way to exchange genes. Snares, bushmeat hunting, and traditional medicine use continue. Raids on plantations bring lethal retaliation from farmers. The populations in Malaysia and Sumatra are critically small. Thailand holds the largest remaining population and represents the species' best hope. A 13-month pregnancy and over 2 years of calf dependency mean recovery is slow, but protected areas in Thailand are showing population stability, and the species has been flagged internationally as a conservation priority. The Malayan tapir is the last tapir standing in Asia. Its relatives once roamed from China to Java, all extinct. It survived by mastering the art of disappearing, black and white in a world of green, massive but silent, ancient but adaptive. It walks the same forests where tigers hunt, yet vanishes like smoke, a living optical illusion carrying 50 million years of history on its patterned back. If you want to see more species explained, click video on screen now and subscribe.